Excuse me, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕುತ್ಕೋತೀರಾ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕುತ್ಕೋತೀರಾ?
Thank you to our dignitaries for gracing this moment of light and inspiration. A warm and gracious welcome marks the seamless beginning on the event of this nature. To extend this, I invite Dr. Swaroop Sinha, Professor and HOD, JSSCMS, to address the gathering.
Greetings and namaste. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on Digital Innovation and Transformation in Southeast Asia. At the outset, I offer my humble salutations to the lotus feet of Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji and seek his divine blessings for the success of this conference. It is a beautiful day in Mysore. I feel privileged and honored. Your gracious presence. I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Srimati Shilpa Nath, Indian Administrative Service, who is serving as Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate, Chamarajanagar District. We are delighted to have you with us today, ma'am. It is with great pleasure that I welcome our international guest of honor, Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal, President, Must Malaysia. We are truly honored with your. I now extend a warm welcome to our beloved Director, Technical Education Division of JSS MVP, Mysuru, Dr. B. Suresh. Namaste and hearty welcome to you, sir. I'd like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. A.N. Santosh Kumar, who has been our guiding force in organizing this international conference. A warm welcome to you, sir. I am very happy to welcome Dr. S.A. Dhanraj, Registrar JSS SPU, and Dr. C. Nagaraju, Principal in charge of SJCE to this gathering. I'd like to take this moment to extend a special welcome to all our international delegates from Malaysia University of Science and Technology, Malaysia, and all other delegates who are present here, and all those delegates who are connected via live streaming. A very warm welcome. Your participation has added great value to this event. It is with great joy I welcome all the officials of JSS STU, including deans, registry members, heads of the department, faculty members of JSS CMS, staff and students. A special welcome is extended to our sponsors, members of the press, and the IRI officials. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome you all to the International Conference. I am sure it will be a vibrant confluence of ideas paving the way for future digital innovations and transformations in the Southeast Asian region. May the sessions ahead in the true JSS spirit be educating, elevating, and enlightening for all of us. Thank you and have a good day. Small token of welcome to Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal, please.
So we would also like to welcome Chancellor himself, because without his support, it was indeed not possible to have this kind of event. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for the heartfelt words of welcoming and setting the tone for today's program. To give us a deeper insight into vision, objectives, and significance of this international conference, may I now invite Dr. Karuna Adarsh, Professor and Coordinator of this conference, to kindly brief us about the conference.
So, good morning. Bowing to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, I offer warm greetings to the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, and as a conference coordinator, I extend a very warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the first international conference on digital innovation and transformation Southeast Asia, jointly organized by JSS Science and Technology University and Must University, Malaysia. It's an honor and privilege for me as a conference coordinator to stand before you to address on this historic occasion. This conference is not merely an academic event, it's a convergence of ideas, innovation, and inspiration. We are living in this digital technology shaping every sphere of life. The very theme of this conference, digital innovation and transformation in Southeast Asia, reflects the urgency of building knowledge, practice, and foster inclusive growth and sustainable development. So I must add the pillars of this conference. JSS Mahavidyapita, our parent institution, one of the largest education organizations with around 350 institutions worldwide, which is committed to education excellence, healthcare, social service, and this is under the leadership of our holiness. Science and Technology University, formerly also known as SJCE, is a premier hub of research and innovation, nurturing talent, industry, and also academia. Within it, we have JSS Center for Management Studies, committing and shaping ethical leaders and globally competent professionals, blending management expertise with values and responsibility. It's a matter of pride for all these institutions today, along with our partner Must University, who have been jointly today here to organize this prestigious conference. I must admit Dr. Kashaya, Professor Zunika, Mastura, who have been very instrumental in planning and helping us to organize this conference today and executing it. I also have to thank our sponsors who have been very supportive, encouraging to be a part of this conference and to organize it with such grandiosity. I thank Primiti, SBI, Union Bank, Kalyani Motors, Ditsea, and Mysore Baking House. I also thank our media partners who are here and I welcome for this conference. This program basically is designed to be rich, diverse, and very interactive. So we have research paper presentations today. We have keynote addresses. We also have planned panel discussions. The research work is submitted in 5 different clusters. One is environment, sustainability and social responsibility, finance, accounting, governance, management, marketing, business, economics, supply chain, transportation, logistics, artificial intelligence, and digital transformation. So the response for this conference has been very overwhelming. We've received around 200 papers, and the abstracts were 200, out of which we received full submitted papers, 120 papers, out of which 35 were international papers, 45 were from other reputed Indian institutions and universities. We've also received 40 papers from JSSSTU, JSSAHER, and also JSSATE. So this global and national participation reflects the importance and relevance of our theme, and it ensures a vibrant academic exchange. So to recognize the excellence of this ICDI 2025, we are also presenting some very prestigious awards like Best Paper Award, Best Presenter Award Physical, Best Presenter Award Online, and Young Promising Research Award. So behind the 2 days of these conference lies months of preparation, from theme identification, collaboration, paper review, to ensuring world-class arrangements. Organize this conference has been like orchestrating a symphony where academic content, logistics, hospitality needed perfect harmony. I extend thanks to the organizing committee, our faculty members, support staff, and student volunteers, our reviewers, our advisory committee, who have been working tirelessly to ensure every aspect, from the launch outside of this place to the technical sessions inside. It has been really worked hard, and it's of very high standards. I would say, as a coordinator, I've been firsthand the spirit of teamwork and the belief that excellence is non-negotiable. So in the next 2 days, I encourage all participants to fully engage, to listen, to question, to collaborate, and also to connect. Let this conference not only enrich us intellectually, but also inspire meaningfully the collaborations that are carried beyond Mysuru and also worldwide. So I definitely want to record my deepest gratitude to His Holiness and encouragement from all the MUST delegates and the university, JSS MVP, JSS STU, and also all my colleagues from JSCMS. My colleagues and every delegate present here has made this conference a truly global celebration. So let's have a shared achievement, and I'm confident that the deliberations and outcomes will echo far within these 2 days, beyond these 2 days, shaping thought, practice, innovation across Southeast Asia and also beyond. So thank you, and I wish you all a very enriching, collaborative, and a memorable conference. Good day. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So we would also like to welcome our head of the department, Dr. Swarup Sinha, for this conference. And would also like to welcome Dean Management, Dr. P. Nagesh. So it is our privilege to be in the presence of eminent dignitaries who enrich the occasions with their grace and wisdom. Now I request Dr. P. Nagesh, Dean Management, to kindly introduce our distinguished guests.
Good morning to one and all gathered here, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and my dear participants. With utmost respect, I offer my humble pronouns to His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikandra Mahaswamiji, Jagadguru Sri Veerasimhasana Sri Siddhuru Sri Chancellor. It's with great honor and deep gratitude that I welcome you all to the International Conference on Digital Innovation and Transformation in Southeast Asia. This conference stands as a vibrant confluence of visionary minds and distinguished leaders from diverse disciplines. Today, it's my privilege to introduce our eminent speakers whose profound expertise and exemplary leadership have made a remarkable contribution in their respective fields. First, we have Madam Shilpa Nath, IAS, a distinguished officer from 2014 Indian Administrative Services batch, currently serving as a Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate of Ramnagar District. Madam has illustrating career span over pivotal roles in Karnataka's government, including leadership in rural development, Panchayat Raj, e-governance, and urban administration. Her visionary leadership has earned her prestigious honors such as the Jan Prahari Samman National Award and at the top award at the Constitution and National Unity Convention by the Government of Karnataka. Madam exemplifies dedication to ethical governance, sustainable development, and citizen-centric public service. Madam, we extend a warm welcome to you. It is also a privilege and I am deeply honored to introduce Dr. C.G. Surmat, MA, PhD, Harvard, as the President of Harvard, as the President of ICDI Malaysia and member of the global ICDI at Stanford and his board, he committed to excellence in education and global partnership. Sir, we extend warm welcome to you. It's also my privilege to introduce Dr. P. Suresh, Pro-Chancellor of the Academy of Higher Education and Research, and President of the Pharmacy Council, and diverse Issuer Award and Fellowship of the Commonwealth Pharmacists Association. Sir, we extend our formal welcome. Finally, I am very much privileged to have Dr. A.N. Santosh, eminent scholar and academic leader. His dedicated service, Dr. A.N. Santosh as vice at JSS Science, scholarly contributions over publications and the successful guidance of candidates significantly enriching the science and technology community. So we extend warm welcome to you. These respected leaders brings a wealth of knowledge and experience. The ideas will inspire us and help guide our discussions on digital innovations and transformations in Southeast Asia. I invite all participants to engage actively, learn deeply, and collaborate meaningfully throughout this conference. Thank you, and once again, I extend.
Thank you, sir, for the gracious introduction of our chief guest. So it is now my privilege to invite our chief guest, Srimati Shilpana, to deliver the inaugural address.
Very good morning to you. How are you doing? Is good. Mysore is better or Bangalore is better? Mysore is better. How many of you are from outside the state? Karnataka and the Horgade. Outside the state? Very few. Okay. I'm a Bangalorean, but I love Mysore, just for your information. So, very bright day. Very good morning to all of you. Honorable dignitaries on the stage. My very best friends from the media. ನಾನು ತಮ್ಮದೆಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ when I was working here, all of these people were there and they supported throughout, and all the stakeholders. So I was asking Surmat sir, who was my mentor. In fact, when sir was NCC Commissioner Mysore, I was his probationer. I was serving here as a probationer. I remember all that I learned from sir. So I was asking sir about what is happening in Mysore right now and what is going on. So wonderful experience in Mysore. Mysore is a very beautiful city. Always a pleasure to be here. So first and foremost, I think it's a wonderful conference, a very informative conference, a very inspiring conference, a very broad-based conference, and a very, ambitious conference. Why do I say that? The topic, when I, thought about the topic, I was like, what is the topic? While I was driving down from Chamarajanagar, it takes 1 hour 10 minutes from Chamarajanagar to reach Mysore. So I was driving down and I was like, so what is the topic? What can I speak about and share my experiences with? Digital innovation and transformation in Southeast Asia. So digital innovation is a very big umbrella term. Transformation is, much, much bigger. Southeast Asia is again a very much bigger geographical territory. So I thought, okay, it's everything under the sun, right? So there is a digital layer to everything right now. So any sector you look at, whether it is government sector, private sector, space, innovation, citizen services, commercial sector, there is a layer of technology. So this is a conference with immense potential. And my association with JSS group of institutions is very old. Ever since my probation days and post-probation days, I was a corporation commissioner here during second wave of COVID. So a kind of partnership and cooperation by JSS group of institutions in ensuring that people of Mysore city have a safe recovery was tremendous. I want to bring it on record, and I want to thank and congratulate JSS group of institutions for always having that civic sense and being citizen centric and helping the government to overcome a lot of challenges. So I'm very happy and proud to be present here. I would not miss it for anything. Secondly, it is happening in my favorite city. So they said that people from Malaysia and other countries are also tuned in through some YouTube live or some live conferencing. So even though I'm a hardcore Bangalorean, born and raised, I always consider Mysore as my city. I worked here. A lot of people think I'm from Mysore. I don't know for what reason, but I love Mysore. The simplicity of Mysore, the innovation of Mysore, more than everything, the civic sense of Mysore. Mysore is declared as the cleanest city in the country multiple times. I think during Sir's time, during my time, and all that. Always we're in top 3 in the country when it comes to SPM ramp, that is Swachh Bharat mission. So Indore, Mysore, and a couple of other cities are always coming on top. And that is not because of administration and governance, that is because of the people of Mysore who always believe that the heritage of Mysore has to be preserved, and cleanliness and everything, they have to give us cooperation. So I'm always a proud Mysorean. Even though people mistake me for being from Mysore, I'm not unhappy, I'm always happy. So I was thinking, I saw the invitation and I thought that, what can I speak about? This is such a large topic, so much to speak. I mean, there is no beginning and no end. You can talk about everything under the sun. Everything is digital innovation, everything is digital, everything has a digital layer. AI and ML is there. And I really, feel old school. I'm a millennial, and I think all of you are Gen Z. Kindly raise your hands who are Gen Z. I think all of you are, other kids also. Okay. So don't mind that I call you kids. My son is 18, so I look at you as kids. So Gen Z is there, Gen Alpha has come up, and being a millennial, I really feel old school. The other day I was having a conversation with my son, and he was saying something. He's into that, what is that game, Fortnite, Discord, all these channels and everything. So whenever I want to feel cool and, I want to feel young, I'll be like, teach me something, I'll be pestering him. So he was saying, Mama, this is my friend IRL. I was like, what is IRL? He said, friend in real life. You don't know that? I was like, when we were growing up, Orkut was there, but mainly Facebook was there. Most of our friends were physical friends, and only a few online friends were there. So we used to say friends and online friends. Now people say Discord friends, gaming friends, online friends as friends, and physical friends as friends IRL. So wow, what a perspective change, right? So that is what is Gen Z is all about. And then there is the next generation. What is the next generation after you? Wonderful, Gen Alpha. So Gen Z is there, Gen Alpha is there. So we millennials, I think we are outdated and old. Is it? No. So I am like hitting 40, and I was like, okay, thank God, I have studied, I have gotten into UPSC. UPSC is one of the toughest examinations in the country. So got a position, let me do my service and retire into sunset. But again, now what do we have? What is the current situation? What is booming in the world economy and everywhere? AI and ML. So suddenly there is artificial intelligence in everything. There is machine learning. There was a 2G revolution, 3G revolution, 4G revolution, 5G revolution, and then there was black and white TV, there was color TV, there was smart TV and whatnot, internet TV right now. And now I was like, okay, fine, give us a break. And now we have again AI and ML. And being an administrator, I can't say I'm not bothered about it. Let it be. I'll do my own archaic administration. Can I say that? No, we have to adapt. Okay. So yeah, I mean, life is changing, life has become challenging. But instead of thinking as challenging, what we can look at it as, it's very encouraging. Every day there is something new for us to learn. So I'm all very hyper, and we can always remain young. We don't have to think that we are old. Who is young? People who are kind of up to date, not just with the basic lingo. I think there is too much lingo. I think Cambridge Dictionary is adding new words every day. Skibidi. Yesterday I was watching some documentary which said that skibidi is a word now. Skibidi means in some senses cool, in some senses nonsense or whatever. I mean, for me it is very difficult to understand that one word can have so many meanings. So, I mean, all the lingo and everything, of course, the world is transforming and we have seen it before our eyes. We started with a landline telephone. I remember the first time we had a landline telephone in my home. So it was the BSNL era. We had a cream colored, normal design, nothing fancy, a button telephone in our house. And the first day the telephone came, I think that was the happiest day of our lives. We were like, okay, I want to make a call and all that. I also remember the very first day my father bought a mobile phone. So Motorola had these mobile phones which were very, very heavy, like a geometry box, like you have kept something inside. And incoming calls were charged, believe it or not. You're very young, so I'm saying incoming calls were also charged. So that was there in the Reliance era, silver phones with blue color screens and very high pitched ringtones. I don't know why it was so high pitched, but it was there. So my mom got it, flip phones, and then now smartphones. So I'm very fortunate to have lived in an era, in one generation, in a decade, in a two-decade time. A lot of innovations have happened. So this is a very good conference where it is bringing in academia and practitioners together to address the audience and to look at what the new generation, um, digitally driven, algorithmically assembled, social media crazy, influencer influenced, highly bright and passionate group of young people and young Indians. And you're entering a real world, right? You're in your MBAs, am I right? I'm an MBA too. Okay. So you're entering a real world of constantly shifting kind of multipolar, war ravaged, but climate challenged as well as opportunistic future. So the sky is your limit, world may be getting more complex, but there are multiple opportunities. So this is a massive theme. I won't attempt to even define the theme. Southeast Asia is a lot of countries, and all the big dominant powers, the world, in terms of population, India, of course, we are the most populated country in the world, the biggest democracy. China, number two. So China was always number one. In this, we have outpaced China, which is a good thing. I think it's a good demographic dividend, younger population. But yeah, there is a lot to learn from China too when it comes to Southeast Asia. Of course, the Asian tigers like Korea, Japan, they are doing very well. But in the recent days, I kind of read a lot about what is happening in the Asian countries, what is happening with our neighbors. And of course, India is doing a lot. Let me come to what we are doing. What is India doing? What is Karnataka doing? But China is doing a lot too. I think in the year 2015 or 2017, there is this game called Go. Have you heard about Go? There is a game called Go, which is a kind of a Korean and a Chinese game. It is like chess, but there are, too many permutations and combinations of movement. It is a very complex mental game. It is like chess, but the movement thing, the permutation combination, the approaches, the opportunities are tremendous. So there was this, I think, Microsoft Go. They kind of software company said that we will beat, machine versus human being, machine versus man. It's always been talked about that we will build this software, in which Go is a very complicated game with numerous moves and movements, that it will beat the world number one in Go. Who was the world number one in Go? A South Korean guy, youngster. So this was a challenge, and I think it happened in China. And Korean guy did he beat the system or did the system beat him? What do you think? Machine or man? Man? No, unfortunately, machine beat him. That is when China realized that my God, artificial intelligence, machine learning, this is something of a very high potential. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but China started investing in these kinds of things from a very early on time. And, they have kind of used a little bit more of an advanced stage. We are adapting, we are finding opportunities. But, the future belongs to those who have technologies, and China anyway, it's a communist country. We don't have any limitations. Like, I'm not saying democracy is a limitation, but it takes longer in decision making. So China does what it wants. For example, if China has to build a huge dam, it doesn't have to wait like India. India, there are land acquisition laws, resettlement and rehabilitation. You have to do certain democratic processes and then only acquire land. You can't just take any citizen's land if you want. But China is not like that. If it wants your land, tomorrow you're out of your land and you're there. So in that way, yeah, China has an advantage. But still, India is always, doing very well. So as of now, I think when it comes to digital innovations and technologies, apart from Southeast Asia also, the US and China are the main leaders. European Union, Europe is, catching up. And India is not far left behind, not just AI, IoT, sensors and ML and all that. But when it comes to governance, in government sector, preparing for UPSC. Anybody knows the full form of UPSC? Nobody wants to write UPSC? Union Public Service Commission. So that is our exam. So when we were preparing, when we spoke about e-governance, okay, what is e-governance? We used to say that, it is transparent, it is public oriented, it improves, faster citizen services and all that. So e-governance was equivalent to good governance. Do you agree? So good governance is providing service to citizens in the easiest manner, in the fastest manner, in the most transparent manner, quickly, right? So I still believe that, our government services have incorporated e-governance and, it's helped a lot. And Karnataka is always number one in adoption of these digital technologies, right? So why is that? Why do you think Karnataka is always number one? Why is Karnataka number one? Or do you think Karnataka is not number one? I want one of you to answer. So when I was growing up in Bangalore, I think it was the late 90s and early 2000s when I was 18, 19. So there was a saying that in Bangalore, if any two-wheeler or a car goes and hits a tree, what happens? 4 software engineers fall down from the tree, right? So we started early. We started producing software engineers, computer science, information science, whatnot. It was a craze. In fact, that everybody has to be an engineer. People were going abroad. People were working here and all that. So maybe that was a push, and the state governments over the years. Always Bangalore has been called the Silicon Valley of India. So definitely, we kind of have a competitive advantage when it comes to broad-based governance reforms using digital technologies. Okay, so I want to speak about Karnataka as a leader in digital governance. And I'm very proud to say that, Karnataka almost on an annual basis wins a lot of national awards when it comes to innovations in governance. And I'm very fortunate to say that when I was in Rural Development Department a few years ago, we also won the national award. And for our Panchatantra tool, which is a end-to-end ERP solution as well as a front face for citizen service delivery in rural areas of Karnataka. So when it comes to digital infrastructure and security, we have the K-SWAN network. I don't think you would have heard outside government circles. So K-SWAN is a Karnataka state-wide area network. So basically it's like an intranet or an internet, which is a very secure network. Heard about VPN and everything. If I want to access e-office and other authentic software, there has to be a secure network, right? So if government applications are available on internet, what happens? There may be a data breach, there may be a security breach or anything, and citizens' information or government decisions may be hacked into. So we have a very secure network where 8,000 plus government offices in Karnataka connected, and we have the K-SWAN 3.0 right now. And not just that, targeting 22,000 gram panchayats in the country and 6,000 gram panchayats in Karnataka. So, and also where do we store our data? At the government level, you have cloud services, AWS and other things. But in the state government, we have the Karnataka State Data Center, which hosts 500 plus applications and 590 portals, across the government with 99.95% uptime, which is again a record. And then we also have the Security Operations Center, which integrates with CERTIN for round-the-clock data protection. Plan 2.0 modernizes connectivity across government buildings, and the state web portal, which unifies 727 redesigned government websites. So in Karnataka, very interactive, very solution-oriented, 727 government websites are there, where citizens can directly, communicate and connect with their government. So these are all citizen-facing and storage sort of infrastructure. Transparency. Have you heard about tenders in government? Tender ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಿ. What is a tender? You have to call a tender, you have to invite bids. What is inviting bids? So basically, when you have to procure a good or a service, okay, you have to invite bids by calling a tender. So you can't say that, okay, this Mr. Ramu is my friend. Okay, I want 100 computers. Ramu is providing 100 computers. Let me buy from Ramu. Can you do that in government? No. You have to call for a tender, and whoever offers the lowest price, or L1, lowest price 1, so they will be with all the features. Obviously, you say that this is the processor I want, this storage capacity I want, these are the features I want. So whoever offers the L1, that is the lowest bidder financially and who technically qualifies, will be, from there you do the procurement. So in Karnataka, for a very long time, we have this eProc website where online tenders can be done, not just physical tenders. So as of now, e-procurement 2.0 has processed 14 lakh tenders and 35 lakh bids, and it is integrated with Khajane 2, which is the finance department software. So e-office, so all of us talk about office. When you think about a government office, what do you think? What does a Sarkari office look like? Old tiles, old buildings, creaky fans. Do you think that? Or yes or no, you please tell me. It's okay, I won't feel bad. Yes? Yeah, but we have e-office. We are also, keeping in pace with the corporate sector. So basically, when I say a file, right now I have to specify, put up a file, physical file. Otherwise, we operate on e-office where everything is online. We write our notings online, we do our signatures online. So there are two kinds of signatures. We have a digital signature, or we have an e-signature using our Aadhaar authentication. So e-office is adopted in 4,759 offices in the state, including all secretariats and taluks. And to be honest, let me also boast about my own district, that is Chamrajnagar. So we are the first state, in the first district in the state, to go up to the village accountant level to implement e-office, and that has been commended by our KBG sir, Krishna Bairagoda sir, Revenue Minister, and we want to go ahead from that. So also we also have performance appraisals. Don't think, you'll go to the corporate sector, somebody writes your performance appraisal. We also have these, and that is through EPAR, performance appraisal, appraisal Sparrow, where we have to fill. We also have the 360-degree method, where you write, your seniors write and everything. Maybe it is considered somewhere in promotion and all that. Sometimes, I am a very absent-minded person. I do all my work, but when it comes to my personal work, half the time I miss it. So Sparrow is there, which gives us reminders and everything. Do I have some more time? Okay. Hope I'm not taking too much time. So RTI is online right now. What is RTI? Right to information. So that is online now, and Karnataka has processed 1.7 lakh requests. Mahiti Kanaja is a very interesting, sort of a portal wherein every government data is, voluntarily put up, so that you don't have to, raise a RTI application. So business process reengineering cell is there, single sign-on is there. So when it comes to urban and citizen-centric services, I'll speed it up a little bit. I would love to talk about it all day, but since I don't have the luxury of time. Have you heard about something called Seva Sindhu? So Seva Sindhu is a citizen services portal where any government service you want, you don't have to go and visit a physical office. It's very uncomfortable, I understand. All these old offices you want to visit and then nobody's talking to you. Are people always going for samosas and chai breaks? Now, it doesn't happen that much also as they show in the movies. People are not that bad also, even they may be slightly bad. But yeah, Seva Sindhu is a services portal where you can apply for any government service. Like you want to avail a scholarship, you want to obtain a caste certificate, you want to obtain a residence certificate, or you want to kind of, raise an Arega job card and other things. So Seva Sindhu is one very successful model. Then we have Bangalore one and Karnataka one, which are citizen service portals. And even if you don't have a computer at home, you can go to these centers. So mobile one is there again, for SMS alert, 155 crore plus SMS alerts via apps, SMS, WhatsApp and IVR are given. And Suvidha is a unified DBT platform. What is DBT? Direct Benefit Transfer Platform for 164 schemes. And there are multiple other things, I think, which will take one more hour to explain. But let me also complete with the rural e-governance structure. So I like RDPR because I was in RDPR for 5 years. I was director e-governance. So, one of my favorite things is that we designed two amazing softwares during my tenure. One is Panchtantra 2. So Panchtantra is an end-to-end ERP solution to connect all the 6,000 gram panchayats in the state, and it has multiple modules, not just giving citizens information. And there is a citizen interfacing Bapuji Seva Kendra where citizen can avail services, but also, right from meeting management. So Gram Sabhas happen, in the Gram Panchayats, and a lot of times people were not even invited to these meetings. People were not given information about these meetings, but right now the notices can be generated online. Citizens are registered, SMS will go to their, login, or the SMS will go to their phone, and everybody can attend these meetings. Attendance is taken online, proceedings are taken online, speech to text, and everything is done online, including live streaming of these Gram Sabhas, which again, Chamarajanagar, we want to be the first district to start that. So like that, I think a lot of services are there. I think I also wanted to speak about Gandhi Sakshi Kayaka, which is a works software. When I was in Mysore City Corporation, files used to come to me. I think Petsur Mat sir will also agree with me. So there used to be a file. That file had 2 pages. There is a file noting and there is an order for signature generally in government files. So in the file noting, it used to be in ward number 25. This MCC, Mysore City Corporation, is 65 wards. Ward is just a geographical unit. So in ward number 25, there is a UGD, that is an underground drainage pipeline damage that has happened, and it requires some, 10 lakhs for repair from point A to point B, whatever. And there is no history geography. I don't know when that pipeline was laid. I don't know whether, it is taken up under other things. I don't even know whether that pipeline is actually damaged. So what can I do? Can I go for every file to physically verify? It's very difficult. So, that time I was thinking there has to be some kind of, check and balance, because we don't know whether we are signing on things which are actually costing money, which are solving people's problems. Because if I don't sign and delay that file, what happens? What 25 tomorrow there is some problem, I don't know, created or real, that there is no UGD problem, there is some UGD problem, and then people start calling me saying that for 25 UGD problem. I don't know whether it is real or created. Let me be very honest about it. So I was always thinking, we are so much ahead in technology. Why can't I even know, whether what is the work that has happened, when was this pipeline laid, whether any maintenance work was taken before, and all that. So that was, with that thought process, I went to Rural Development Panchayati Raj, and I was apparently speaking to one of my seniors, that is Hatik sir, who recently retired as Principal Secretary, as ACS and ACS to CM. So sir was also saying me the same thing, we have this GSK, but it is not comprehensive. So we designed something called New Gandhi Sakshi Kayaka as a works management software. Right from the proposal stage, you initiate a proposal. For example, you want to do a road segment from point A to point B. So you have to traverse that, through a geo points, what is this, geotag points and everything. So that otherwise what happens, point A geotag, point B geotag. If they want to do duplication, what they do, point C geotag, point A geotag. They will show that as a separate work. So multiple points across the segment, with all that geofencing and geotagging and, all that. So that, and the last multiple years, whatever works have happened, whatever was available from multiple departments, including PWD, we put into the system. So proposal happens on the system, approvals, technical approval, administrative approval happens on the system. And then again, government order is issued on the system, agency is fixed on the system, tender is called on the system, again integrated with e-procurement, like I was already saying. and work order is issued on the system. Work is monitored on the system before, during, after multiple stages, and bill payment is finally done on the system. So basically in government, I can speak one day, to be honest, I can speak one day about all that is there in government, which has improved efficiency and transparency. But all said and done, we are very fortunate that we are in a country like India, where all these digital innovations and transformations are happening at a very rapid pace. And we are very lucky because we have the demographic dividend. All of you youngsters, you're the future of our country. So all of you are very smart and very bright, and I'm sure you'll take our country, the further reaches. And definitely everything is online. So finally, I want to ask you a question. How many of you have been to a physical bank branch? Okay, very few, but I'm surprised to see even one or two hands. Okay, very nice. So when I was in high school, my parents used to send me, go deposit this money, go and withdraw this money and everything. After that, when I started working and earning, I've never been to physical bank branch because everything is online. And you like going to physical bank branch? Very, very sweet girl. What's your name? Prithvi. Okay. Thank you. Sit down, please. So Prithvi is very sweet. All of us are not as sweet as Prithvi. So I remember the painful days of going and waiting. So yeah, think about UPI. Even a tender coconut seller has UPI and everything. The financial inclusion, the fintech. You can speak so much about it. I only limited myself to governance because it's a huge topic. So yeah, in our country, online banking and all that. So my son just turned 18 and he was asking, I want a, what is bank account, bank account. Maybe he just wanted his financial independence, and as soon as I opened a bank account, he was behaving as if he's an adult. Then I said that I'm still earning and, putting money into your bank account, you better behave like a child right now. Only once you start earning, you can take your independent decisions. Anyway, all that apart. Yeah, we are living in a golden era with tremendous opportunities, and instead of looking at the world as complex, you can look at the world of full of opportunities. And influencers are making money, for God's sake. People are, there is this also sector called trad wife, which, I was looking at. What is trad wife? Is a traditional wife apparently who kind of records her daily happenings. I follow a trad wife from Pakistan who's actually living in the UK. So she's amazing. She every day, cooks amazing food, and she organizes parties. Sometimes I don't know why, but I'm also addicted to reels. So let me confess, I'm not perfect. I'm addicted to reels. Once I come home and I don't want to think about things, I look at reels. So yeah, I mean, people are using these opportunities to gain, financial advantages, to kind of gain social acceptance and everything. So technology is not all bad. If you utilize it perfectly and properly, definitely there is a gold mine not to be discovered. So you are studying in a very good educational institution which is offering all these opportunities. You're in an era where the sky is boundless. So I'm sure all of you will do extremely well in your future and your careers. So with this, I want to wish you good luck, and I want to thank all the organizers for giving a break from my routine administrations and inviting me to this vibrant atmosphere where I actually get to look at all of your young and happy faces, for all of your hopeful. When I look at your faces, I get energy. It's like a battery charge. Electric battery gets charged. So when I look at young people and your optimism, I personally feel, very charged. So thank you so much and all the very best. I'm sure you'll make us proud. You'll make your JSS institution proud, and you'll make our country proud. Thank you.
So much, ma'am, for your insightful words. Now I request the dignitaries to felicitate our chief guest.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. All right. Check, 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 check. Now I request our beloved director, Dr. B. Suresh, to kindly share his insights to us.
At the outset, I submit my humble and respectful pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Swamiji, and also convey his greetings and blessings to all of you, and also for the success of this program. Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Srimati Shilpana, Dr. Betsurmant, our Executive Secretary, all other dignitaries on dais, and a special mention to Dr. Prem Kumar, my good friend, and the president of the Must University, with whom we are having a very, very strong collaboration. All the students of MBA and CMS know that we have a very strong collaboration with Must. Members of the media, our delegates from Must University and other business offices here, dear students, faculty, Mr. Rao, and ladies and gentlemen. After hearing such eloquent and inspiring talk from our chief guest, I think I have got nothing much more to add here today. Our chief guest covered from end to end how digital technology is playing the world and how is it impacting our lives. If I have to take a cue from her talk, what she conveyed is that there are three important things which help in both digital innovation and bringing about transformation that impact lives. That is, one is the people. That she said when a scooter hits the tree, the IT guys fall from the tree. That means people are required to start bringing any innovation. People are required. So people is the first P you should remember. The second is the purpose. How this innovation you are going to do is going to benefit. Now, we heard such nicely from her how all those digital innovations which the government of Karnataka has brought in has impacted the lives of the people. It has made our lives so easy, so comfortable that we don't have to have the struggle which even myself had in earlier days and earlier generations. My close interaction with the digital transformation in Karnataka was when I first went to register my apartment here in Mysore. And in those days, we used to run after, get some lawyer, then he will go, he'll sit somewhere, you sit outside that place, office for whole day, then sometime in the evening you will get a call, and then you go, and then they will push you, you sign here, push there, and all that. Today, everything is available online there. You block your time, you go at that time and get the work done and come back. So smooth, so easy. You can go there in half an hour and you can come back. When I share these experience in other states where I go, they are surprised to hear even many states still have not implemented these type of digital transformation which can make our life easy. And the purpose is very important. Then to support that, the people and the purpose is require a strong policy which the government of Karnataka gives. That policy to see that how digital transformation can take place across the at all levels. So innovation you try to move forward in creating, or you are working in a company of your MBA, or you are doing this, these three things you have to keep in mind. Do you have the people to bring about and carry forward the thing? Otherwise, the first job becomes is getting the people and training them to do it. Second is find the purpose, who is going to benefit. And lastly, create a policy. If it's a corporate, you have to still have a policy within your corporate that this is how we are going to function. Otherwise, it is not going to take place. In this side, I can say in a right way that once in a discussion that was taking place in a corporate office, there was a discussion going on between the CEO and the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer. The CEO told that I want to bring in digital transformation in my company. So the CTO asked, what do you want? You want something cheap, you want something fast, you want something good, but you can take only two, he said. You can't have all three, you can have only two. So he said, I want cheap and good. Then fine, you will have it, but the benefit of this will go only to your grandchildren, because it will take so much time to even get it implemented and getting to it. So always we have to keep pace in whatever we are doing, whether it is doable immediately. Sometimes we get lost in the form of having something cheap. We want cheap. Okay, let's go for the cheapest product that is available. But that may not serve the purpose which is there. And similarly, sometimes you may say, I want very good product. I'll wait till everything is done. Now people are waiting. Oh, AI is going to improve further. It is going to happen. That change will come. When the change finally comes, I will get involved. So people keep waiting. So then you are not going to be the benefit. The whoever is there in your company or organization are going, they get benefited and go away. So we have to be fast also in whatever we are doing. This just again an example that we have to move forward. Now, if you want to look at the theme itself, I can put it in alphabets for you. That is, we are talking today about the cooperation between the Southeast Asian countries, or the transformation that has to take place. So if you look at it, Asia is now evolving as a major, what you call as a power across the world. With all the geopolitical differences which we are seeing, Asia is evolving, emerging, and today, even today's news, we could see how India is talking about collaborating and warming up its relationship with China, and they look at how this is going to help the Indian or this regional context to bring stability. So Asia, A is the first alphabet you have to keep in mind. Asia is going to be the future, and we have to be there. If you look at B, beyond borders, we should stop thinking now within the city, within the, you have to do whatever you have to do, then within the city or within the state, then within the country, you have to go beyond borders, cross all these borders and try to see how whatever you do has a larger impact. What you have to look is look globally and also do it regionally, whatever you are doing for the world. I think that is very important for all of you to. C is collaboration. We can't do anything alone, and you have to find partners, and that's how we are partnering with the Malaysian University of Science and Technology to look how our business programs and their programs, they are very good expertise in supply chain management, and how we can learn from their experiences and do. And we have a very strong exchange taking place between the students of MUST and our university, and our collaborations are taking place. And if you look at D, there should be always what we call as determination and dedication to do that. We can talk, meet and talk and go away, whether it is a company or whether it is the system or these conferences, there's no meaning to that. So I think this ABCD you should keep in mind, besides the 3 P's which I told you before, that this ABCD is going to be very important for your growth in the thing. Now, what are the future things in the world that are going to be there, that are going to impact the business and technology both together? Is EFG. E is EdTech. Education technology is going to have a big boom across the world. Today, education, what we are seeing here in 10 years, 15 years from now is going to be entirely at different level, and technology is going to play a very important role. Then fintech, just now madam spoke about, we don't go to bank anymore. Everything is done online, everything is done there. This fintech will go further, evolve further in such a manner that you can determine with AI all the analytics of your future planning. Like if you do today now this step, what will benefit you in next 20 years or 25 years, and you can determine that and plan your whole life and move forward. So this type of fintech is going to come into place, and same thing will be applicable at the individual level as well as the organization level and company level. With the proper tools, a state or a country can determine what it wants to be and how it is going to reach and what steps it has to do for that. Then if you look at next one, the G, the alphabet, green tech, that is sustainability, and green tech is going to be again one of the important major factors which is going to be there. And next, if you go further, health tech. So I can go on telling you, then innovation is going to be an important factor in the world. So we can go on thinking like this, and we have to be very important very important to know what we want to achieve, how we are going to go there, and what is the steps to be taken towards that. Today, if you look at companies and organizations, they have many roles which were unheard of before. If you take 1 year, 10 years ago, these posts were not there. Today, these new posts and new positions are seen in the organizations, large companies particularly. Like earlier, you used to hear the word only CEO. CEO was there, that was a very important position there. Now you have got a CFO, you have a CTO, now you have got a strategy officer, you have a chief sustainability officer. So like that today, the world and the magnitude and the implications are so big that as business graduates who are going to work in an industry, both whether it's the government or private, it doesn't matter. If you're going to be connected with the development of an organization, you should know what are the changes and dimensions that are happening here and move forward. I think this is what I would like to say here. Quite often, when the organizations they want to invest in upgrading the skills of the people, there is always a cost comes back. Like there's always this question comes like, let us say we want to do faculty development program for our faculty or send them overseas and train. Always the vice chancellor or chancellor or somebody will ask like okay, what if we spend money and train them and then they leave us and go away? Okay, the answer I tell is okay, you don't train them, let them be there. Then do you also understand the implication of somebody who is not knowledgeable, not updated, and retaining him, which is more bigger loss for our organization, whether it is a training a person and going to the next level, or be worried about that if he leaves, why should we train him? Then don't train anyone, and you have an undertrained, not qualified, not aware of what is happening, that person to run your business. So you have to weigh the risks and move forward. I think this is the world which is moving, and this has to go further. I will not take more time. I can speak about it at any length, just like madam said. Give a mic to a teacher, definitely you speak for 60 minutes. I don't want to do that. Thank you very much, and I wish this conference all the very best, and I'm very glad the Center for Management Studies, I had challenged them about 2 years ago that you have never had an international meet and you have to have an international conference, and so this how this has come. After pushing them, they took the courage and brought it. And our thanks to our partners and our good friends, the Malaysian University of Technology, and special mention to Dr. Prem Kumar for doing this. We are just standing and talking what should be our next steps, and maybe tomorrow we will be formalizing further steps, how both our universities can work together and look for bringing our, what you call as work together and see how our students, our next generation, can benefit from such internationalization and be able to achieve and realize their goals. So I wish you all the very best in your careers and wish this conference all the success. Thanks to again DB Chatterjee Center for having spared this hall for this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable perspectives. Now it is my pleasure to invite Dr. A.N. Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, to address the gathering.
the outset, I submit my most respectful pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Shivaratri Deshikendra Swamiji and seek his divine blessings. Hello, namaskara, very good morning to everyone present here. Chief guest of today's inaugural function, Srimati Shilpa Nath, Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate of Chamarajanagar District. President of today's function, Dr. C.G. Betsormat, Executive Secretary, JSS Mahavidyapeetha, Dr. Prem Kumar Rajgopal, Guest of Honor from Malaysian University Science and Technology, B. Suresh, Director Technical Education Division, JSS Mahavidyapeetha. My colleagues, Dr. S.A. Dhanaraj, C. Nataraju, conveners P. Nagesh, Dr. Swarup Simha, Aruna Adarsh, all the delegates from our Director Technical Professor Suresh has given new meaning and definitions of various alphabets, which I think carries a lot of meanings and significance, especially this conference. However, even though the lot of things are being done in this country, in the Southeast Asia region actually, unless you come out with some numbers, statistics, the youngsters today are not impressed. If you say we are doing a lot of fintech activities, people don't realize to what extent the government of India and various states in this particular country are going forward in this. Southeast Asia, of course, now a speed conference theme itself says, stands at the forefront of one of the most dynamic digital revolutions that this world has ever seen. From the rapid growth of e-commerce and fintech to the adoption of artificial intelligence, blockchain and IoT in governance, agriculture, healthcare, and education, the region offers powerful examples of what human ingenuity can do, what entrepreneurial spirit and technological innovation can achieve. Today, the region's digital economy stands at $300 billion that aims to enhance connectivity, promote digital literacy, and build a secure, inclusive digital ecosystem. Talking about Southeast Asian digital economy with innovation, the internet economy in Southeast Asia has a compound annual growth rate of approximately 20%, with e-commerce projected to reach US $210 billion by the end of 2025. The region's population is youthful and tech-savvy, with over 460 million internet users driving digital adoption, powered by affordable smartphones and faster internet. Initiatives such as ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025 foster connectivity, digital literacy, inclusivity, and cybersecurity. The digital economy in Southeast Asia is projected to reach $1 trillion by 2030, driven by advancements in technology. I quickly go through some of the information regarding the Indian digital innovation and how technology is taking the economy forward. India's digital transformation market size was $26.7 billion in the beginning of 2025 and is projected to reach $126 billion by 2033 with a compound annual growth rate of 17.5%. The digital economy contributed about 11.74% to India's GDP in 23-24 and is expected to rise to 13.4 by the end of 2025, which is staggering. India ranks third globally for the digitalization of its economy. Over 1.3 billion biometric digital IDs have been issued, showcasing a strong digital identity infrastructure in the country. By 2030, India's digital economy is projected to contribute nearly 1/5 of the overall economy. Clearly, India is giving a significant digital push in several key areas as part of its comprehensive digital transformation efforts in various areas such as 4G, 5G, connecting over 2.18 lakh gram panchayats with high-speed internet through BharatNet project, laying nearly 6.92 lakh kilometers of optical fiber to bring internet access to rural areas, development of advanced data centers, unified payments interface, enabling real-time digital payments, over 450 million users and 65 million merchants are using this. National Digital Literacy Mission to increase digital literacy, especially in rural areas, development of smart cities for efficient management of resources like energy, transportation, and waste to enhance sustainability and quality of life. Platforms like Aadhaar, DigiLocker, digital payments infrastructure create a unified digital ecosystem, to name a few. If all these initiatives are taken by the government of India and even in the Southeast Asia, are there not any challenges? Of course, they do exist some challenges, but we can see as we accelerate towards a digital future, there are challenges like talent shortages and budget constraints. Making digital transformation more ethical, sustainable, equitable, and inclusive is a major challenge. Deepening digital divide, urban versus rural. In fact, World Bank's numbers say almost 50% in Southeast Asia we have rural areas, and there is not easy access in some of the rural areas. Affordability and accessibility. Some of the elderly people and tech-savvy people are difficult to access internet and some of the modern digital innovations. Cybersecurity, data privacy is also a challenge which needs to be addressed. Regulatory complex and fragmentation, varying digital policy across the entire Southeast Asia. Data laws are different, income tax laws are different, regulations are different. Culture and operational differences are also different in some of these countries. So what do we do then? So if we invest in digital infrastructure, we upskill our workforce, promote affordable access, find localized solutions. I think by doing all this, Southeast Asia can advance to a more resilient and prosperous digital future. Our university, deeply rooted in the ethos of our Honorable Chancellor, His Holiness Swamiji, emphasize research-driven education, interdisciplinary collaboration, and societal impact. Our focus areas, including artificial intelligence, data sciences, sustainable technologies, and digital engineering, align seamlessly with the theme of this conference and deeply committed to being an active contributor to the innovation in digital transformation. Friends, digital transformation is not merely about technology. It is about empowering people, transforming societies, and building resilient futures. In this conference, many researchers are presenting scholarly articles, sharing their ideas, and shaping a future that is more connected, more intelligent, and more inclusive. Issues in digital innovation that will define the next few decades for Southeast Asia. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Center for Management Studies for their initiative in organizing this conference and thank our academic partners, Malaysia, for their active collaboration and support, and the distinguished speakers from across Southeast Asia and beyond who have joined us here. Let us not just talk about digital innovation, let us create it, share it, and lead it. Let this conference ignite ideas that illuminate paths toward a digitally empowered Southeast Asia. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now take this privilege to call upon Kumar Rajkumar, President, Musk, Malaysia, to share his thoughts with us.
Unveiling a very good morning to all of you. Respected chief guest and my very good friend, Professor Dr. Mark and Srimati Pal, Prof. Santosh, Dr. Dhanraj, and also our Dean School of Engineering. This conference was a planned event with a lot of resources, and regular meetings was conducted, and finally it's coming to the action date. Whether it is Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, all of us are really looking at the challenges not only today, but ahead of us. As we see the geopolitical challenges almost every day we read news. Yesterday I was reading through some of the news and I understood the meeting between Trump and Modi is pushed out. It was supposed to happen end of this month. It has been pushed out. Yeah. Because he's meeting up with Putin. So again, that is geopolitical issue. Then followed by the tariff that you see today, right? I understand that Trump has increased from 25 to 50%. Yeah. Even semiconductors coming from India, imports. So it's going to become 50%. What is this? These are economic issues. So geopolitical is one, the war that is happening now. Then economic, everyone is struggling to be the champion in the world. Then, followed by another one more matter, that is what Madam Shilpa just mentioned. She was walking into the hall, and even me and my wife, we walked into the hall. It felt so nice, the environment so nice, breeze, chill, in fact, the weather. I'm referring to the weather. Yeah. But can we sustain this? Can we sustain? And what have been mentioned just now, I mean, the X generation, the Y generation, the Z generation, millennium, we all enjoy it to a certain extent. But can the Alpha enjoy this? That's another challenge. Extreme weather. Extreme weather. According to the World Economic Forum 2025, they say, in 2024, they say misinformation and disinformation is the biggest challenge. But in 2025, they say the biggest challenge is extreme weather. Whatever we enjoy, can the next generation who was born in 2013 and above, can they enjoy that or not? That is what we call as sustainability. The Indian government came up with E20. When I was doing some consultancy job in Thailand, that was way back, I think 2014. Nippon Sugar, the largest producer of sugar in Southeast Asia region, is actually from Thailand. The CEO told me, when I asked him, the petrol price went up. What are you going to do? He smiled at me and said, I'm not worried. Why? Because you got a factory and you need to have petrol, diesel to move your engine, machinery. He said, no worries, no problem. All I have to do is convert some of the sugar to become an ethanol and mix it with petrol and run. I'm talking about 2014. And now the same thing is happening to India, where you have E20 petrol, where you have 20% of ethanol. But can that be sustained? There are already some of the stakeholders are complaining, saying that the engine is not going to be sustained. Secondly, the mileage, you will not be getting the expected mileage. And now the government is moving towards E27, 27%. That's a good thing to do, because you, end of the day, you will be able to address the SDG number 13, climate action. Yes, absolutely. But how to sustain that? So this is where we need platforms like these conferences, where you bring in great minds, yeah, thinkers together. It's a platform for professional development. It's a platform for innovations to come in. Yeah. So we are very fortunate today, Prof. Suresh, my friend. We have actually online participants from Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines. You don't see them physically here, but as we said, all is key, right? All in online business. So it's all about online. They are there and they'll be taking up presenting papers in the conference. And I'm very happy that also to note that your team has worked very, very hard to get this conference going. Thank you very much, yeah, for that. And not to forget my team, my small little group of members from my university here, Prof. Shaheen. Thank you, Prof. Shaheen. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Kashaya, Dr. Jerry, Dr. Tanga, Dr. Rajan, and all this team here from Malaysia. We are also here. And we just believe that, as we say, that this is just the first move. We need to get into action and address matters, pressing matters. Yeah. We really need to address. And School of Engineering, I was talking to the VC, Prof. Santosh yesterday. I told him, sustainability is not only the subject for School of Business, it's also for the School of Engineering. Why? Because I worked 40 years in Intel technology. Before even we could design a product, the material that we use for the product, you only have to think about circular economy. It's not about linear economy anymore. It's about circular economy. The material that we choose, it's about circular economy. So engineering will also have to address sustainability. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a sit down and listen to all those papers which are going to be presented. I'm very sure, especially the younger generation over there, upon completing your MBA, some of you may want to progress, move on to your PhD. So you can pick up some pressing subjects or topics from papers and take it up as to be your PhD paper. With that note, thank you once again, Prof. Suresh, Prof. Santosh, Prof. Chandra, Prof. Swaru, and all, for the opportunity given to Mas University, Malaysia Institute of Science and Technology, for you to host this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we are eager to listen to you in the upcoming keynote address. So I request all the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Dr. Prem Kumar, sir. Thank you all. It is indeed a moment of pride as we proceed to release of the conference proceedings. I warmly invite all the dignitaries on the dais to unveil proceedings. Thank you, everyone. I now invite Dr. C.G. Betsurmat, Executive Secretary, JSS Mahavidyapita, to deliver the presidential remarks.
At the outset, I offer my humble pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri, Mahaswamiji, distinguished chief guest, very learned, very dynamic, straightforward, very tough, equally very humble, and very closely associated with our MUD, Srimati Shilpa Nag, Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate, Chamarajanagar District, whom I know as she only mentioned. I know her from her probation period. I still remember, I should mention, from ATI, I took the entire batch for heritage sighting. The entire batch was so enthusiastic. They wanted to learn more about the Mysore heritage. For 1.5 hours, they came on cycle. By the time I introduced public bicycle sharing also, printing, you must know in Mysore, that is now become popular. And during my period, I introduced that bicycle sharing. Thank you very much, madam, for having come with your busy schedule and a very good address. Guest of honor, equally a very knowledgeable, very good speaker. In fact, I had an opportunity to listen to his keynote address during the last event. Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajgopal, President Malaysia University of Science and Technology, Malaysia. Dr. B. Suresh, my colleague, Director of Technical Education, JSS Maharajapita and Co-Chancellor of Academic Higher Education Research. Professor Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor of Science and Technology University. Dr. Dhanraj, Registrar, Dr. Raju, Principal, Conveners, Dr. Nagesh, Dr. Swarup Sinha, Dr. Aruna Adarsh, all faculty members, my colleagues, all delegates, researchers, invitees, speakers, students, and media friends. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from JSS Maharajapita. Gives me an immense pleasure to be with you this morning on the occasion of the inauguration of first international conference on digital innovation and transformation in Southeast Asia, organized by JSS Center for Management Studies under the aegis of JSS Science and Technology University in collaboration with reputed international partner, Malaysian University of Science and Technology. As already mentioned, JSS Maharajapita is the biggest organization with more than 50 institutions, more than 1 lakh students, more than 1,000 faculty. We have 4 universities now, and we have the international presence in Dubai, Mauritius, and USA. Friends, the rapidly evolving landscape of the digital age, businesses and institutions grapple with concepts that define their forward momentum. 2 such paramount concepts that often intertwine yet stand distinctly are the digital transformation and innovation. At times, transformation paves the way for innovation, and conversely, innovation can be the catalyst for transformation. As rightly mentioned by our chief guest, this 21st century has seen incredible and groundbreaking inventions that have completely reshaped our lives. The 21st century assured in an era of rapid change and unprecedented connectivity. It is a period in which the traditional boundaries of time and space have been rendered virtually obsolete. At the heart of this lies relentless drive to create solutions to make our lives more convenient, sustainable, and interconnected. There has been a ridiculous increase in the capacity, capability, and velocity of information technologies. Our devices, all the software that runs them, and data that powers them are an extension of mind. Over the last 2 decades, digital technologies have integrated into all parts of our lives, and our extended minds are now the essential part of how we love, learn, and earn. I here mentioned and ask you to, read this book, a popular book, The Art of Wakefulness, Keeping Calm in the Digital World. It is written by Nandan Nilekani, who actually was a pioneer in starting Nandan Nilekani and Tanuj Bhojwani. It's a very good book. Firms today, not only in India, China, and even in Europe and USA, they are establishing market leadership by mastering digital innovation. I don't want to go into those details. Dr. Suresh, starting from A to G, mentioned about all the innovations and their impact, and Dr. Santosh Kumar explained about the progress in innovation in terms of numbers, and even our chief guest mentioned about how Karnataka state has been pioneering in e-governance, both in rural and urban area. Madam was instrumental in all this, and that has been happening even today. And here I would like to mention about one more the project, Bhumi, Kaveri, and Mojini, the integrated version of computerization of land records. That one international first best project at that time, and I also take credit for having given inputs for that project from the ground level when I was the commissioner, assistant commissioner of Gadag subdivision. And Madam mentioned about e-procurement, asked you about e-tendering, all those things. And in my tenure in Mysore Urban Development Authority, I also introduced this e-auctioning of the stray sites. This conference covers digital strategy, value creation, and changes to work in the era of artificial intelligence, robotics, digital platforms, cloud computing, innovation ecosystems, blockchain, virtual reality, and Internet of Things. And we hear these buzzwords very rare, but what do they really mean for organization? We should understand. This dynamic two-day program, which brings together thought leaders, researchers, and industry experts from across the globe, is both timely and significant, and it is also designed to equip students to confidently help conceive, lead, and execute digital innovation initiatives. JSS Mahavidapita has always championed the cause of knowledge dissemination and holistic education, inspired by the vision of its revered founder, His Holiness Jagadguru Dr. Sri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji. We continue to nurture this legacy by supporting initiatives that encourage critical inquiry, interdisciplinary research, and meaningful collaboration. This conference is a testament to our institution's unwavering commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and global engagement. I extend my sincere appreciation and congratulations to the organizing committee, scholars, and participants for their dedicated efforts and valuable contributions. My sincere thanks to all the collaborators, most importantly, Malaysian University of Technology, for their unwavering support. May this conference serve as a catalyst for new ideas, partnerships, and impactful research that transcends the boundaries. Thank you very much, and wish the event a grand success.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful and inspiring words. Gratitude lends every occasion its true meaning. To convey our collective appreciation, I now invite Dr. Kavyashree MB, Assistant Professor, to propose vote of thanks. Thank you, ma'am. The roots of the goodness lies in the soil of appreciation. Submitting my humble pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness, it is my proud privilege to express a token of gratitude on this momentous occasion of the inaugural function of the International Conference on Digital Innovation and Transformation in Southeast Asia. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Srimati Shilpana, Deputy Commissioner and District Magistrate, Chamarajanagar District, for taking time out of her incredibly busy schedule to grace us with her presence. Such an insightful inaugural address. Your vision on digital transformation has set powerful tone for this conference. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my gratitude to Dr. ICDI2025, Executive Secretary, JSS Mahavidyapita, for sharing his words of wisdom and the continuous support rendered towards us. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. B. Suresh, Director, Technical Education Division, for his visionary insights and constant support. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajgopal, President, Malaysia University of Science and Technology, for sharing his insightful perspectives and for continued support in our academic and research pursuits. I extend my gratitude to Dr. A.N. Santosh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, JSS STU, for his thought-provoking suggestions and guidance towards organizing this event. I thank Professor Dr. S.A. Gandaraj, Registrar, JSS STU, for his continued support in our activity. I thank Dr. Mehraj C., Principal in Charge, SDC, for his motivation. I would also like to acknowledge our collaborative partners, Malaysia University of Science and Technology, whose support and encouragement have been invaluable in making this international initiative a reality. Acknowledge the support of our title sponsors, Mr. Pavan Devlapura, Praviti, Mr. Vishwas and team from SBI, Mr. Khalil from Union Bank, Kalyani Motors, Ditsea, and Mysore Baking, the press and the media partners whose support have been vital for this event. I extend my gratitude to Vasudevara, CEO, IIM Center, the Indian Public Institute, for their support in organizing the event. I am deeply grateful to all our keynote speakers, panelists, and the distinguished delegates from Malaysia and various academic institutions for bringing with you a wealth of knowledge and experience. Your participation strengthens our commitment to fostering collaboration and innovation across the borders. To our respected faculty members, researchers, students, and attendees, thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm. As we now proceed into the technical sessions of the conference, let us carry forward the inspiration and ideas shared today and continue to collaborate, learn, and innovate together for a digitally empowered Southeast Asia. Thank you once again. Looking forward to the great success of the conference. Thank you, Naga. With this, we conclude the inaugural session of the conference. May I now request all the dignitaries and participants to kindly join us for the group photo session, followed by refreshments. So we are arranging the chairs in front, and kindly I request all the participants and students to be seated. And yeah, please come closer, whoever is sitting apart. So I request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा विरमुच्चलवन्दा विन्द्यनिमोक्षदयमुनागन्ता उच्चलजलनितरन्ता तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
So after that,